Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy, the Strongest Wizard, and your boy just got back from Pasadena Regionals, and I finally snagged that top 16, hitting that invite, and dude, I am so excited, and the best part of it all, I didn't run red. I was the only non-red player there, and you know what's crazy? I did it with your boy, Kid. Yes, the starter deck, Kid. Yeah, man, it's awesome, and I'm gonna talk about my deck list. I'm gonna be talking about my matchups and even the pricing, because hey, why not? So yeah, let's dive in. Alright, first things first, we're going over the deck list. And so you guys pretty much know what Kid does already. This is Supernova Kid, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about each card and how it helps in each matchup. And just really kind of go over why I actually chose to run this deck for Pasadena Regionals. So obviously we have Kid, the GOAT. Yeah. First things first is we have our 4 beige. Obviously, there's absolutely no way you don't run lower than 4 of beige in this deck. Now we have our searches here, 4 Bonnie and actually 3 Momo. The reason why we're doing 4 over 3 instead of 4 and 4 is mainly because Bonnie has to be a 4 of. The main deck is actually Supernova, and then actually the Land of Wano cards actually are there to support the Supernova build. And the reason why we don't run 4 of is 4 Momo is because there's just no space. We have way too many other cards that are way more of a necessity, and Land of Wano cards are not technically a necessity. Well, kind of. Next is we have 4 killers. Blocker, searchable through Bonnie, 1k counter, being able to draw off ability, very, very good. And now we have 4 Scratch Mana Poos, just a 2k counter. I almost absolutely never use its ability. Maybe you could probably make an argument using it against Nami, but for the most part, you just don't ever play it. Next is we have 2 Nekos. Nekos are obviously a really good card. The only bad thing about Neko is a slash type, which really sucks sometimes, being able to not go over those pesky buggies. But the fact that it's a 1k counter, so searchable through Momo, very good. Being able to pick off some of the small body characters in the beginning of the game is very important, because you don't ever want to go for life in the beginning, essentially. So next we have another 2k counter character, and that's Chopper. I just love Chopper. It can be literally any other green 2k counter. It does not matter. He's unsearchable. Just another 2k counter. We need the counters. Next card is we have 3 Raizo. Raizo is a really good card, searchable through Momo, 1k counter. A 3/4, which is really important. You can attach 1 Dawn to him and swing for 5. His ability allows us to draw. We have so much searchers and so many cards that can go sideways that he's actually really useful. I feel like he's almost like a searcher almost. Next card is we have 2 Nekos here. I know the glare is kind of bad, but Neko here is a 3 cost 4k body blocker. Very good, a little underrated. He doesn't have any counter, but he's a searchable blocker through Momo, which is really important. Normally through Bonnie, you need to find a searcher really fast. You tap Bonnie, you most likely will find her. But worst case scenario happens and you only have Momo, or Neko is there to save you. And 4k counter is pretty good. Or 4k attack, I mean. Next card is we have Izo. No way you go lower than 4. 2k counter, searchable through Wano. It's a searchable 2k counter, and her ability being able to rest 4 cost or lower is really good again in literally every single matchup, especially black or yellow. Very good. MVP, one of the MVPs in the deck actually yesterday or this past weekend at Pasadena Regionals was 4 cost Yamato. Extremely sticky character. Being able to do 4 is very good. She's a 4/6. It's really important because Borsalino is also a 4/6. So if you go first and on your 3 Dawn turn, I'm sorry, your 5 on turn, you can drop Yamato, swing 6k at Borsellino, they pitch a card as always, and you're set up for having a 6k body on board. Literally, this card is super, super good because, like I said earlier, you almost never want to attack life early, at least I don't. I like to try to control their board, try to diminish their hand as fast as possible, and Yamato helps me with that. Next, one of the 5 costs that we run is one Basil Hawkins. Hawkins, a really good character, really good in the Whitebeard matchup, really good in almost every single matchup. Just a really good card. Supernova, 5/6, very good. Next, we have one X-Drake. X-Drake, being able to pop 4 costs is really good. Searchable, 1k counter. It came up quite a lot in the regional against, actually surprisingly, Lucci came out a lot because I needed to get rid of the Kuzans. It is extremely, extremely important to get rid of the 4-cost Kuzans, and X-Drake helped me with that. So next is we have 4 Trafalgar Laws. This card is such a big important big deal in this deck. Being able to go your 3 on turn to play Izo to rest a character, to swing over something or swing at something so that they pitch cards, or just controlling their board. Turn 5 Dawn, or your 5 Dawn turn, you drop Law, bring back Izo, throw down a Neko or a Raizo or another killer, literally anything, and it's very, very good. Next card here is we have one Krieg. Shout out to Jackson for convincing me to run this card. Essentially, it's an X-Drake. The only difference is that it's a 6/7, which is a lot beefier, and it's kind of good unless they make you go second because it's on your even dawn turn. And on play, you can pop 2 4 costs or lower card, which probably didn't come out too much because I'm always popping 1 card. I don't think I ever popped a single like double card, but honestly, that's not where like the big importance of the card comes from. It's actually the double attack. Being able to be an 8k double attacker is really, really good. It's good against black because of Borso. Borso's a 6, so 6 plus 2 is 8. That's a big deal. Overall, really, really good card. It literally instills fear into your opponent's hearts, and they just want to avoid it. Next card is we have Eustass Captain Kidd. Kidd, I mean, is the whole engine of this deck. It's the main reason why we even play this version. Setting up a big wall and having all of these cards to help you keep that wall up and regenerate and catch up to where your opponent is and proceed to beat them is the whole point of the deck. So last card is Punk Gibson. This card is absolutely broken in life and in your hand. There were a couple of times where I saw it in my life and I was like, thank you. Thank you, One Piece gods. And yeah, this is the deck list. Very, very happy with it. Honestly, I don't know if I would change anything. The flex spots are probably Krieg, X-Drake are probably the only 2 flex spots. I wouldn't change the Yamato of 3 of at all. Yeah, overall very, very happy with this list. So going over my matchups really quickly, I just want to give you guys just a breakdown of what I played exactly to see what I dodged and what I actually saw a lot of. And to be honest, it was very, very diverse. I pretty much played against every single color except for blue. So I played against 2 Lucci, I played against a Big Mom, 2 Zoro, 2 Whitebeard, and a Magellan. Yes, a Magellan. And it was actually my round 9 match. A very, very cool dude. Super, super awesome. We were just like so happy that we were able to play something non-red at the very last round, which is just really cool to end it off. Unfortunately for him, it's a very bad matchup for purple. Green pretty much just carries that. But yeah, the Lucci, I was actually going into these matches, I was actually a little afraid on the black matchup. A friend of mine, my boy Taz, runs Smoker, and he kind of like handles me all the time with that deck. But with Lucci, it's a little different. While I was playing, I kind of learned that Yamato kind of carries that matchup. 4-cost Yamato. 4-cost Yamato being just a powerhouse to remove the 4-cost Kuzans, as well as the Borsalinos. So being able to manage their board is really, really good. And Big Mom, I just essentially just kind of like rushed her. I wasn't too afraid of the 8-cost Katakuri, and the only reason why I wasn't afraid of that card, and even against Kata, is because oftentimes people always try to remove the big 5-cost characters once they see Law or something like even like a Yamato or even a Krieg, for instance. As a yellow player, they're consistently thinking to themselves, I gotta take this card out. Like, there's no way. And every single time, I promise you guys, this always happens. They always throw down 8-cost Katakuri to get rid of Law or a Krieg or a Yamato, and it always happens. And then once that happens, I'm like, all right, we're good to go, baby. Let's drop the 8-cost Kid. And very, very rarely will they have it back to back. And all you really need to take advantage of Kid is that one turn. The turn that you play 8-cost Kid and you turn it sideways, whether you do or you don't, as long as it survives one turn, you're golden. Like, even if it gets removed 2 turns later, it doesn't matter. Like, you literally had a whole turn to set up your whole entire board, throw another Law down, throw 2 more blockers, surge, swing 3 times at your opponent's life, scotch free. Like, literally, it's just free. Being able to do that is kind of insane. And there were even times when I had opponents that were able to remove 8-cost Kid. But because I had such an established board, I was able to set up another one and another one. I actually played against a Zoro player that was a little upset at me because in that game I actually pulled 3 8-cost Kids, which is kind of insane. I feel bad for my mans, but yeah, I literally put down 3 8-cost Kids, and he got rid of 2 and just never could have gotten rid of the 3rd one. Just burning too many resources to try to beat it out. As well as the 2 matches that I did lose, because I did go 7-2, obviously, placing 15th. I played against Nico Zoro. So Nico is a fantastic Zoro player, super good, part of Lux. And I played against Kevin, who won the actual tournament. We played against his Whitebeard. Really quickly, going into those losing matchups, I want to tell you how I lost, why I lost. So the first matchup I actually played that I lost was actually round 6. So I was undefeated up until round 5, and then round 6 I played Kevin. And actually went Kevin the boy, love that guy. Such a cool dude. I literally played him round 6, and we sat down, and he's like, I'm so screwed. Like, there's no way I win this matchup, because this deck actually does really well against Whitebeard. Ace is a bit of an issue, but for the most part, it's actually pretty favored, I think, with 8-cost Kid, which is Kid in general. But that whole entire game, I had a hand. I thought it was decent. I thought it was okay. I didn't have a searcher, and so I told myself, you know what? I'm gonna mulligan, grab a whole new hand. I drew into like 2 beige, 2 scratch Menapus, and a Momo, and I just wanted to cry. Not being able to see any 5-cost that entire game until like, I don't know, turn 8 is when I saw finally a 5-cost Law. I never saw 8-cost Kid. I never saw anything else. It was very bad. So he just like kind of destroyed me, and that was fun. Round 7, I played Nico, like I did say, which was the Zoro player that I lost to, and the homie just did Zoro things. I wasn't able to keep up. I do think this matchup is pretty good. I do think it's really Kid favored. That doesn't mean that you can't get destroyed by Fire Fist and all these cards, because obviously when you set up your 8-cost Kid, you need a defensive line, and oftentimes you throw down a beige or a killer, and when they throw a Fire Fist or remove 2 blockers, you kind of want to cry, but it's usually okay. You're able to establish you already have like a really big hand, because for the most part your game doesn't really start until you have 1 to 2 life, mainly 1 life. I will almost always take all the life, and so I'm at 1 or 2. Because then when I'm able to drop a cost kid, I have like 12 cards in my hand. I played against one of the Zoro players, and I actually had 14 cards in my hand, and I was like, sick. This is fun. Nico got it, and then round 8 and 9, I went played against a Lucci, and then like I said, I played against Magellan. So for the most part, I think I got pretty lucky dodging Law. Law is probably one of the worst matchups you could face against. There weren't, I feel like, that many Law at Pasadena. I didn't really see that many, but I don't know. I just got lucky, I guess. And yeah, so those were my matchups. I think really quickly, if I want to talk about my opening hand, what to mulligan, what to not mulligan. Number one priority is I want to see everything on curve. With this deck, you always want to go first. Going second kind of sucks, honestly, but it's not terrible. For the most part, I want to see a searcher. It doesn't have to be Bonnie. It could be Momo. It's okay. And I want to see a 5 cost. Literally, if I see or Yamato, if I get any of these 2 cards in combination between like a Law or a Hawkins, I legitimately don't care. I usually don't want to, like, if I have no searcher and kid, I kind of want to mulligan, because my hand would probably be pretty dead. And oftentimes when you already have a kid in hand, kid is usually really easy to find. You run 4 of, Bonnie helps you, plus your life. For the most part, you're going to find them. And if you have 2 in hand and it feels a little clunky, you're able to use it as pitch fodder for the kid ability to restand and get super aggressive, of course. But for the most part, like I said, I want to see a 5 cost or a 4 cost plus a searcher. Alright, so really quickly, just to show you guys how the pricing looks and what I got. Top 64, you get this Borsellino, which looks extremely nice. It's a Borsellino, it's all the Admirals. Top 32 gets this Kuzan, which is honestly probably my favorite. The blue is just so cold, bro. It's so good. I love it. Next is we have the Sakazuki. This is a top 16 winner card. Obviously very nice. Yeah, it looks insane, honestly. The detail in these cards are just like, it's just crazy, dude. Also, we have this finalist pack with all the event cards, and they say finalists on it. Very cool. I actually we'll open it up in just a sec. Dropping it, who cares, right? Is we got an additional event pack plus these Nami sleeves. They're just Nami sleeves. Alright, so before opening the packs, I actually want to give all my quick shoutouts real quick, just because I feel like it's very well deserved, and I just want to show you guys and tell you guys how I got here and who I have to thank for that. First and foremost is actually going to be DXN Outpost, DXN Provisions. Man, of course they are my sponsor, but also too, all of the boys that go to the local DXN shop. I just can't thank these guys enough. Helping me stay focused in the tournament was really important. All of them being there with me, cheering me on. 9 rounds, it's a lot of rounds, it's a lot of time, and these guys were able to help me keep my head high. So I really appreciate all you guys for everything y'all do. You know, I'm there 2 days out of the week, or every week at DXN. So huge shout out to them, huge shout out to Scott, and huge shout out to the Grand Line Discord server. Seeing everybody succeed in there, seeing all the goats do well, actually helps me stay motivated and determined to become a better player, reminding me that I can also be a competitive player as well as a content creator, which is extremely hard to do, but those guys really holding it down for me. So huge shout out to Jackson, and if you're interested, he has a Patreon that you can subscribe to. Definitely a lot of really great details and information in there. So really quickly, I just want to open up this packaging and stuff. I guess we'll open this event pack first. Event pack 2 is kind of lackluster, honestly. Not that much really good stuff, but let's see what we got here. We probably got the best thing here, which is going to be that Luffy. Yeah, I think last time I checked, this was like a $40 card. It's really pretty and nice. It's really cool because of the artwork and stuff like that. And now for this finalist pack. I actually have no idea what's inside here. Well, actually, I do know what's inside here, but I just haven't looked at it. I know it just looks all the same, but it just says finalist on it. So we have the Sanji here, finalist Sanji, finalist Law, finalist Teach. We have Jack. I hate this guy. We have Jack, and then we also have Kobe. I love the artwork on this card, dude. It's so clean. Look at that. Come on. And last but not least, we have Pudding. The best artwork on here. She's the waifu, and she goes hard. Also 2K counter. Very good card. Yeah, so that is it, guys. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video, and I really appreciate it. And guys, honestly, hitting that top 16 means a lot for me. I know everyone was super nice and reached out to me, so huge shout out to everyone that I met, all the content creators, all of the people. Just big ups to all you guys. And I'm almost at 3,000 subscribers, so please subscribe to the channel. It really does help out a lot. And yeah, stay tuned because I have a ton of new One Piece content coming out soon. See ya.